Modern trucks may have the tech, but the 60s and 70s had something unbeatable: raw, unfiltered engineering. Back then, trucks were built from steel, sweat, and stubbornness, not computer chips. And here's the shocking part. Some of those machines still outperform modern trucks today. More torque, more durability, more heart. Get ready, because these are the 10 legendary trucks from the 60s and 70s that can still put today's machines to shame. Number 1. Mack R Series, 1966. The Mack R Series is one of the most iconic trucks ever built, and even today, many of these machines remain in full working order, hauling loads daily across farms, quarries, mines, and rural transport routes. Introduced in 1966, the R Series embodied everything that makes classic trucks superior to modern ones in real-world toughness. It featured a heavy steel cab, a near-indestructible ladder frame, and the legendary Mack engines, especially the Maxidine series, which delivered massive low-end torque that modern emissions-restricted engines struggle to match in real-life usage. One of the biggest reasons the R Series still outperforms modern trucks is the simplicity of its mechanical systems. There are no computers, no sensors, no after-treatment systems, no DF tanks, and no electronic gremlins waiting to shut a truck down. In extreme climates, whether scorching deserts or freezing northern winters, the R Series keeps running reliably, while modern trucks often fail due to electronic failures or clogged emissions components. The R Series was also known for unmatched durability. Its axles, transmissions, and driveline components were built far heavier than what is typical today. These trucks could carry enormous loads, climb steep grades, and survive brutal abuse from inexperienced operators. Even after 40 to 50 years, countless R Series trucks are still used for logging, construction, heavy haul, and snow plowing. What truly sets the R Series apart is its legendary reputation. Mechanics today say they'd pick an old Mack R over most new trucks simply because they know it will start, run, and get the job done without the fragile complexity of modern engineering. It's a truck built to last forever, and it's proving that every single day. Number 2. Kenworth W900A, 1967. The Kenworth W900A, introduced in the late 1960s, is the definition of a long-nose American truck built with soul, steel, and strength. This machine earned its reputation in the toughest places, hauling logs through the mountains, pulling oversized loads, and grinding through deserts and ice roads. Even today, many drivers claim the W900A outperforms new trucks in real-world durability and pulling power. One of the biggest advantages of the W900A is its engine and drivetrain options. Many were fitted with massive Cummins NTC 350 400 444 engines or Detroit Diesel 8V71 8V92 screamers, engines built to run a million miles with nothing more than basic maintenance. These engines delivered raw, unfiltered torque that modern electronically limited engines simply cannot replicate. The power came without emissions restrictions, without complicated exhaust treatment, and without sensors that could shut a truck down. The W900A also features a heavy-duty chassis that thrives in punishing conditions. This was an era when thick American steel ruled the industry. The frame rails, axles, suspension components, and crossmembers were built far stronger than what is common on modern lightweight trucks. As a result, a well-maintained W900A can still haul loads heavier than what many modern on-road tractors are legally rated for. But what really makes the W900A outperform modern trucks is how predictable and reliable it is. Drivers claim they can feel the road, the weight, and the engine in a way that modern electronics isolate them from. There's no computer deciding gear shifts or throttle response, just pure mechanical control. Even after 50 years, these trucks continue to be used in forestry, heavy hauling, and long-distance transport. The W900A is more than a truck, it's a symbol of American trucking greatness. Number 3. Peterbilt 359, 1967. When truckers talk about the golden age of American trucking, the Peterbilt 359 almost always enters the conversation. Introduced in 1967, the 359 wasn't just a truck, it was a statement. Today, nearly 60 years later, it remains one of the most desired, copied, and respected trucks ever built. and in many ways it outperforms modern trucks, especially in reliability and long-term durability. The 359 was built during an era when Peterbilt used premium aluminum and steel, creating a lightweight yet incredibly strong structure. The aluminum exterior panels resisted rust far better than modern materials, and the frame rails were thick enough to handle massive loads. Whether running coast-to-coast highway routes or working as a heavy-haul beast, the 359 earned its reputation by being nearly indestructible. A key reason it still outperforms new trucks is its mechanical simplicity. Most 359s came with mechanical Cummins, Cat, or Detroit diesel engines, motors that could be rebuilt on the side of the road if needed. There were no electronic failures to worry about, no emission systems that clogged, no computers to shut down the truck unexpectedly. Modern engines often require dealership equipment to diagnose issues, but a 359 can be repaired with basic tools and a skilled mechanic. Drivers also praise the 359's handling and comfort. It might not have the modern luxury features, but its ride stability, long wheelbase, and rock-solid build made it one of the best driving trucks of its era. Today, restorers and owner-operators continue to bring 359s back to life because they know these trucks can still outperform many modern rigs, especially in uptime, longevity, and raw pulling strength. Number 4. International Transtar II 1974. The International Transtar II is one of the toughest and most underrated trucks from the 1970s. Built for long hauls, steep grades, and heavy freight, this truck became a favorite among drivers who valued durability and power over comfort and electronics. Today, the Transtar II is still used in logging, heavy hauling, and even cross-border transport in some regions, proving it can outperform many modern trucks in reliability and endurance. One of the biggest strengths of the Transtar II was its engine selection, especially the Cummins Big Cam, Detroit Diesel 8V92, and Caterpillar motors. These engines were designed for million-mile lifespans with minimal complications. Modern trucks often suffer from DPF, DF, and EGR system failures, but the Transtar II has none of that. With no emissions restrictions from its era, these engines breathe freely and deliver raw, constant torque. The Transtar II's cab design was also surprisingly good for maintenance. The tilt cab setup allowed mechanics instant access to the engine and systems, making repairs fast and inexpensive. Even in remote areas, where modern trucks would require diagnostics equipment, the Transtar II can be fixed with basic tools. In extreme conditions, the Transtar II often outperforms modern trucks, simply because it refuses to shut down. Modern trucks are so dependent on electronics that one sensor can bring the entire machine to a stop. The Transtar II, built of thick American steel and mechanical systems, can keep pulling even when abused. Even after 40 to 50 years, these trucks can be found hauling logs, towing big loads, and working off-road. It's proof that 1970s engineering, simple, powerful, and tough, still wins in the real world. Number 5. Scania 14141 V8, 1969 to 1976. Scania's 141 V8 trucks from the late 60s and early 70s completely changed Europe's trucking industry. When they launched, they were the most powerful trucks on the continent, delivering unmatched torque and reliability in long-haul transport. Today, these machines are still seen hauling loads in Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Northern Africa, proving they outperform many modern trucks in longevity and real-world performance. The Scania V8 engines in these trucks were masterpieces of mechanical engineering. With no electronics, no sensors, and no emission systems, they delivered pure mechanical power that modern engines struggle to match without heavy computer assistance. The trucks produced enormous low-end torque, perfect for climbing snowy Scandinavian mountains or pulling heavy trailers across deserts. Another reason these trucks outperform modern ones is structural integrity. The frames were overbuilt and designed to handle terrible road conditions, including ice, gravel, mud, and sand. Modern lightweight frames simply can't take the same beating. Many old Scania 141s today have more than 2 million kilometers on them and are still running strong. Drivers also praise the dependability. Modern trucks often break down because a single wire, plug, or sensor fails. But the Scania 141 will keep running even when heavily worn, damaged, or poorly maintained. Their cabs were built with thick metal and designed to last decades. Even today, classic Scania V8s are sought after by collectors, and many operators choose them over modern trucks because they simply refuse to die. When it comes to toughness, torque, cold weather performance, and mechanical reliability, few trucks, old or new, can match the Scania 141. Number 6. Volvo F88, 1965. The Volvo F88, introduced in 1965, is one of the most respected European trucks of all time. It became famous for its ability to survive punishing long-haul routes through mountains, deserts, and undeveloped roads. Even today, the F88 is still operating in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and rural Europe, proving that it can outperform many modern trucks in durability, ease of repair, and long-term operating costs. The F88 was known for its strong driveline and mechanical simplicity. It used the Volvo TD100 diesel engine, which could run hundreds of thousands of kilometers with minimal maintenance. The engine was easy to repair and didn't rely on electronics, making it ideal for regions with limited service infrastructure. Parts rarely failed, and when they did, repairs were quick and cheap compared to the complex systems in modern trucks. Another reason the F88 still outperforms newer trucks is its robust construction. The truck was designed for harsh Scandinavian conditions, freezing winters, steep climbs, and heavy loads. Its frame, suspension, and axles were overbuilt, allowing it to handle routes where modern lightweight trucks often struggle or break down. The cab design also helped operators maintain the truck easily. The tilt cab configuration provided direct access to the engine, and the simple interior components lasted decades without failure. Today's trucks are filled with electronics that can fail from moisture, vibration, or minor wiring issues. The F88's incredible longevity is legendary. Many trucks from the 60s are still working daily with their original engines. When a truck can survive 60 years of continuous operation, it's clear that it outperforms anything built with planned obsolescence. Number 7. Mercedes-Benz NG 1973. When Mercedes introduced the NG new generation trucks in 1973, they set a new standard for European truck durability. Today, these trucks are still working across Africa, the Balkans, the Middle East, and parts of Asia, often outlasting modern trucks that cost 10 times more. The NG series is widely considered one of the toughest trucks ever built, and in real-world conditions, it still outperforms many new models. One of the biggest reasons for its superiority is Mercedes' legendary engineering from that era. The OM series diesel engines were simple, powerful, and nearly impossible to kill. These engines could run on low-quality fuel, withstand extreme temperatures, and survive abuse that would destroy modern engines. No electronics meant no failures, no shutdowns, and no sensors limiting performance. The NG trucks were also built with thick frames, heavy-duty axles, and strong suspensions designed for rough terrain. These machines were used in extreme off-road conditions, construction sites, and mountainous regions where modern trucks with their reliance on fragile electronics often struggle. The NG's mechanical driveline and manual gearboxes offered maximum control and reliability. Another advantage is long-term serviceability. NG trucks are beloved by mechanics because every component is repairable, rebuildable, and accessible. There are no sealed components, no software restrictions, and no proprietary electronic systems. A well-maintained NG can easily operate for 40-50 years. Many transport operators in Africa prefer old NG trucks over modern European trucks because they simply keep working. When it comes to real toughness and long-term reliability, the Mercedes NG stands tall above most modern machines. Number 8. DAF 2800, 1973. The DAF 2800 became one of Europe's most legendary long-haul trucks when it launched in the 1970s. Known for its reliability, strong driveline, and mechanical simplicity, the 2800 is still used in countries where tough conditions destroy modern trucks. Its combination of power, durability, and ease of repair makes it a machine that continues to outperform many modern trucks. The DAF 2800 was known for its strong, dependable engines, especially the DKS 1160, a V8 diesel that delivered excellent torque without relying on electronics. These engines were famously durable, often running for over 1 million kilometers with only routine maintenance. Modern trucks rely heavily on sensors, EGR valves, DPF systems, and electronics that can shut down a truck instantly. The 2800 avoids all of these complications. Its cab design was also ahead of its time. The Space Cab introduced huge interior space, comfortable sleeping areas, and a well-organized dashboard, all built with heavy-duty components that lasted decades. Unlike modern plastic interiors that crack and fail, the 2800's interior aged gracefully and was easy to repair. The frame and suspension were overbuilt, allowing the truck to handle heavy loads and rough roads without damage. Today, many 2800s still operate in desert regions, hauling loads under brutal heat that modern trucks struggle to survive because their electronics cannot handle extreme temperatures. For long-term value, simplicity, and real-world performance, the DAF 2800 stands as a prime example of how 70s engineering still wins. Number 9. Fiat Iveco 619, 1969. The Fiat 619, which later became the Iveco 619, is one of the most legendary heavy-duty trucks in African history. Built in the late 1960s and early 70s, this truck became famous across the continent for its ability to survive extreme heat, terrible roads, overloaded trailers, and lack of maintenance. Even today, the 619 outperforms modern trucks in regions where reliability and toughness matter more than comfort and technology. One of the reasons the Fiat 619 became a legend is its simple, powerful engine, the Fiat 8210 series. These engines were designed to run forever, even with poor quality fuel or limited oil changes. Unlike modern engines filled with delicate sensors and electronics, the Fiat motor relied purely on mechanical engineering and could be repaired anywhere with basic tools. The frame and suspension of the 619 were also incredibly strong. These trucks routinely carried far more weight than they were rated for, yet continued to operate for decades. Modern trucks with lighter frames and computerized systems often cannot survive the same abuse. Another huge advantage is cooling. The 619's massive radiator and simple cooling system allowed it to survive 45 Jurkring desert temperatures, where modern trucks overheat due to compact radiators and electronic fans. In many African countries today, the Fiat 619 is still considered the most reliable truck ever built. It outperforms modern trucks simply because it never quits, never shuts down due to electronics, and never asks for anything more than basic mechanical care. Number 10. Bedford TM 6x6, 1974. The Bedford TM 6x6 truck was one of the most powerful military and off-road cargo trucks of the night. Built for extreme environments, it became famous in military service, oil field work, mining, and exploration missions. Even today, the Bedford TM is used in remote parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Australia, outperforming many modern trucks that rely heavily on electronics. The TM's biggest strength is its unmatched off-road capability. With a true 6x6 drivetrain, locking differentials, a heavy-duty manual gearbox, and massive ground clearance, it could travel through terrain that modern trucks would never survive. Mud, deserts, floods, rocky mountains, nothing stopped the TM. Its engine choices were equally impressive, especially the Rolls-Royce B81 petrol engine or later diesel options. These engines were built to military specifications, meaning they were designed to run in extreme heat, freezing cold, and constant abuse. No electronics, no sensors, just raw mechanical reliability. The frame and suspension were incredibly strong, able to carry heavy loads across rough terrain without bending or cracking. Many trucks from this era were overbuilt because they were designed for war zones, but the Bedford TM stands out as one of the toughest of them all. Modern trucks often break down due to sensor failures, traction control errors, or emissions-related problems. The Bedford TM has none of these weaknesses. It simply keeps going, no matter how brutal the conditions. Even today, governments and private operators buy old Bedford TMs because they outperform newer vehicles in remote, harsh, and unpredictable environments. These classics prove that real power doesn't age. Even decades later, their engines roar, their frames hold strong, and their reputation remains untouched. If you loved this journey into the golden era of trucking, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which old-school beast you think could still dominate today's roads. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because the next video dives even deeper into the legendary machines time can't defeat.